Welcome to Burning Metal Shooting the Breeze, episode 32. And this episode, I'm joined by Mark of Indominus. How are things, man?
Not too bad. How are you, Phil? Long time no here. See?
It's been a while, man. Like the last time I've seen you would have been at the Burning Metal gig in On the Rocks, which is now long since gone in Dublin in
Yeah, yeah,
2016.
yeah. And our guitarist had long hair then. Not anymore, and mine's falling out.
Yeah, the years
A
don't
long
belong
time.
flying by, do they?
I remember Adrian was at that gig.
Oh, he
Um,
was. Yeah, Adrian was there. Yeah, he'll be there on Saturday. He's coming in early. He's going to give me a hand with the door and stuff like so.
I'm nearly sure Adrian, did he put that gig on the rocks, or was that you and him?
No, that was me on my own.
Oh yeah. Because he was there. I remember him helping out and being
I
there, and
I didn't really know Adrian in those days, to be honest with you. That was the
yeah,
first time I'd met him. I'd been talking to him online, all right, but I never actually met him in person until that
yeah.
night.
You and him are really supportive of the scene up here and down there. It
Ah,
seems like it's one scene, as it were.
oh
You know,
yeah, we keep it singular. We don't want to be. It's all
and,
we're all on
and
the same island, like at the end of the
yeah,
day, aren't we? And it's
and
not that
really,
big either.
yeah, and really, James Loveday, he does a great job up here. Just really one man doing a whole lot for all the bands that have recycled over the years. So um, we can't thank him enough. Because to be honest, when COVID hit, everything just stopped. You know,
Yeah.
guitars hung up and rusted for a while. So
Oh, I can well imagine. Like it'd be. It was a. When you think about it, it's like a really weird dream now when you think back on it, isn't it?
yeah, it's strange, but I never thought that the band would fold. I always thought we would just put it in like cold storage until such time as things got up and going again. And the only thing that's kind of against you is your age and your time, the time you've got. Because, I'm not getting any younger, but I don't let that stop me doing it.
Yeah, but sure, you don't gig that often, really. Like you're not hardcore gigging like
No,
you do.
we're not doing like European 2-month tours, but we have, as I said before, been in Europe, and the metal goes down quite well in Holland and
Mhm.
Switzerland and different places. It's just I think here it's good too. It's starting to, in those few gigs we did for Metal to the Masses, we saw more of crowd interaction and people turning up, and yeah, younger crowd now. I'm talking 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 up.
Yeah,
Um,
the,
you know,
the,
so
the old days of the Metal Ireland gatekeeping thing. It's gone.
um,
It's gone
I'm
now.
glad, I'm glad because there's
I'm
none of
fucking delighted it's gone because I'm
the
a Metal to the Masses, north and south. Their fucking bands are all helping each other. The venues
yeah,
are rammed. Everyone is a support network. In the past, everyone was trying to get one over on each other.
it's more of a community. And I think here, even if you didn't win Metal to the Masses, all the bands are so tight with each other and support each other. And there's none of this. When I started out doing it years and years ago, some bands would have left when you were playing to have a smoke and then came in so that doesn't seem to happen anymore, which I think is just better.
Yeah, it's a whole new generation that's coming up now, and it's great because the Irish scene is getting way more out there into Europe now than it ever has before. There's loads more opportunities. So if everyone is on the same page, it's better
Yeah,
for everyone.
yeah. And like
Like a
the bands,
perfect example would be your first gig after the COVID lockdowns was at Stonehenge Festival in Holland. Like,
yeah, that was postponed 3 times, I think,
oh,
from
of
memory.
course it was, yeah.
So we kept looking at the posters every year, going, "Will we ever play this festival?" And then we got to do it last year and played with the likes of Suffocation, Vader, all those bands that we kind of grew up with and listened to. And it was just, again, over there. It's very like here now. Everyone supports one another, and you know it's good to build a network with Europe as well.
Oh,
You know,
for sure.
there's so
And
many bands though. You just have to look at Spotify and go, where do I go? Because I come from a time when you used to have to wait for albums to come out
yeah,
and wait for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then when they come out, you just get one album. There's 12 songs. Now there's thousands of bands and songs, and spoiled for choice. Sometimes that's bad, but it's just the way it is.
yeah, it's an open market now, really, isn't it? Like you can just get
Yeah.
your own recording material and do it yourself. Like you can just do
Yeah.
it in
Yeah.
your bedroom, like
Yeah.
which is
Definitely.
it's handy for some people because there's lads out there that do solo projects, and it's great for them because they can do their music. If a few people listen to it good and well, but it's all done themselves, like so it's no
Yeah.
big overall expense in comparison to say going off into a high grade studio or whatever.
Yeah. What I like about it is the fact that we do something that's creative, and it's something we've done, put our stamp on it, and if some people like it, we're happy. And that it'll go on long after we're gone. It'll
Mhm.
survive in some sort of format. And as I said, bands here, it's very healthy here with the likes of the Crawling, Stranglewire, all Senescence, all those types of bands, just still going and plugging away, and all different genres. And that was the thing about Metal to the Masses, was it wasn't just pigeonholed as, one certain side of metal.
Yeah.
It was kind of like you could have a death metal band, a thrash metal band, a rock band, all on the one bill. And I think that speaks volumes for the way the scene has kind of come together.
Mhm.
And James obviously has picked the bands, and he's good at picking the right type of bands to have on.
Oh, very much so, very much so. And Indominus now, from the last time you played, now you've got basically more or less an entirely new lineup. You have a new
Yeah,
vocalist, you have a new drummer, and this weekend you're going to be playing an entirely new set. Nothing from the
no,
old stuff at all.
no, all new,
Um,
all brand spanking new. I think we've played it live twice,
hmm,
and this will be the third time. So we're not that rusty with it. Some good tracks that we feel are strong, and head bobbing stuff, and we like to get the crowd involved. And our singer Ricky as I said, has been with us about 5 years, but it feels like he's new because we haven't done anything because of COVID, and now we're just back out into the scene again. And then our guitarist Logan, he's been in since day one. Just has short hair now. He's in disguise basically. And then Oak, our drummer, he's very new. Yeah, he's worked out really well, and we all gel quite well together.
very good, very good. I'm just going to pause this for a second because there's an ice cream van coming.
Quick out.
Oh, sorry, there's just a bit of a technical issue, aka a really loud ice cream van outside the window.
Oh, why didn't you get one? Why didn't you get me one?
You need to do one today, man. It's a really warm day.
Isn't it? Yeah, it is.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But anyways, back to Indominus.
Yes.
So you're going to record in May, is that Is that right?
We're hoping.
No, not May. June, should I say? June.
Yeah, we're
June.
hoping June. We're going to record a few of those songs. Um, we feel like they're strong enough to record, and maybe depending on how that works out, we might do an EP. But what we're thinking now is people's attention span on listening to albums is probably gone, and you're better off maybe doing a couple of songs here and there and putting them into Spotify and places like that, because see the days of listening to 12 songs one after the other, people just don't do it.
No, it's and the album cycle is it's something you do once maybe if you want to do it,
Yeah.
but more beneficial if you just keep if you had an album worth of stuff, if you had released, say, if you had 10 songs and
Yeah.
you released them over 10 months and then release the album,
Hmm.
you get benefit out of it.
I think so. And then you're consistently
Mhm.
in people's mind's eye. So,
Mhm.
say, like you say, if say we released in July and we released 10 songs, that gets forgotten about in a month or two. Whereas if you're saying your idea is good and that every month you're
Mhm.
putting something new on, I suppose your engagement
Mhm.
is more with the people that follow you.
Of course, yeah.
But Facebook and all those things, they're handy, but they're also like, I think, a bit false in the sense that people say they're going to come and do stuff and they don't come, and it's just one of those things, isn't it?
When I put up the event page for this last gig, I said I'm not even going to look at who's interested or who's going, because that's
Yeah.
absolutely no gauge whatsoever.
It doesn't really follow, sure doesn't. It's
No.
unless people pay bums on seats, kind of, then for sure.
Yeah.
But a fiver, I think, is quite reasonable. I think €5 for a
Well,
lot of good bands.
to be honest with you, the way it's gone now, I'm just thought if I get this cheap, I'll probably get a few more people.
Yeah,
Everyone is on the fucking breadline at the moment now because the
yeah,
cost of living. It's getting outrageous out there now.
it is, and I think you know this thing of asking, like some of the big bands asking like 60, €70 or 40, 50 quid for tickets. You know,
40 for a t-shirt as well too in some cases.
yeah. So I was at Gojira there in February. Great band live, but I noticed the t-shirts creeping up in price, but I suppose they have to make money too, and now the venues are trying to charge a cut of,
Mhm.
the a percentage of the sales,
There was a
which I think
tour.
is a bit, which I think is a bit cheeky.
There was a tour there a few months ago. I don't remember who was the name of the bands, but they put up a thing that they were playing in Italy.
Uh-huh.
Paid 45% of their t-shirt money out on between the tax rate and the venue rate.
I think it was that black metal band from Switzerland. What do you call them? Shamask. I can't
Might have
remember
been
this.
them as well. No, this wasn't a black metal band. It was like
But
a.
they've complained about it as well. I saw that recently. So
It's just across the board. Like, the venues now are all just taking the piss. They're trying to make up 2 years worth of losses now on the back of the
yeah,
bands.
but they'll kill the touring cycle with some bands. I mean, the amount of cancellations you've seen of festivals, just going under and not, biggish festivals and
If you're looking Mannerfest and Dominion over in the UK,
Rising. Wasn't there Rising Festival or something
I
else?
don't know if that's still going, but Dominion cancelled with 5% ticket sales, and
Yeah,
Mannerfest cancelled with 10% in ticket sales.
I know.
So that's how hard it's gone now because everyone. Well, for starters, it's very hard to trust a new festival, and then people have no money. So if you have a few bob and you're going to say, right, I'm going to one festival this summer, I'll go to Donington or I'll go to Bloodstock or something like that.
Yeah.
No, they'll definitely go ahead.
And the thing is, you have to get bands that draw people. So, but then you have to pay for those bands. So it's a catch-22 for a new festival,
No, it's
unless
not
they
really good stuff.
unless they've the capital to do it. And I suppose everything else, the cost of insurance and everything
Oh,
else,
the
is
cost of
just
insurance has really killed it,
yeah,
especially in Ireland, because prior to Brexit, you could get insurance from the UK and
yeah,
up north, of course, obviously too.
yeah,
They were hundreds in comparison to the thousands that we'd have paid down here, and that
yeah.
doesn't exist anymore now. So
I do work in insurance, and I do see it because I see how prices here versus there. It's crazy.
it's insane, man. It's what would cost 500 up there could be 5 grand down here,
I know.
and it's the
Rip
same
off,
fucking thing.
rip off Republic.
And that is for
I'm
fucking
from there
sure, man.
myself. I'm a dub originally, so uh, I
Oh,
still
that's
have
right. You
family.
are too. I forgot that, man. Yeah, yeah. You're so long up there. A long time up there now, though.
I don't know what I am now. I still have an Irish passport though.
Now that I'm listening to you, you do have the bit of the mixture. You do have the bit of both in there as well, too. Like
Yeah,
you.
some people think I'm from South Africa. I don't know why that is, or
Well, you
some
definitely
people
don't sound South African, anyway. That's for
some
sure.
people have said to me, "What part do you miss home?" And I go, uh, "Not really. My parents are still there." But they say, "But you get back to England very often." And I sound English.
No, definitely
I was like, "Well, you're taking the piss now. I don't sound English."
not.
No harm to English people.
No, but we'll move on from that. But
Don't want to cause an incident.
you'll be all right. I think you'll be safe enough. But
Yeah,
Jesus, man, like it's been amazing that you've managed to hold this band together as long as you have, because the amount of lineup problems you've had over the years would put anyone off. Like, most bands would have just said, "Fuck this!" Like, we can't get this member, we can't get that member.
yeah. I think we probably just sat in hope that we watched our. It was like throwing out a sprat to catch a whale to get a drummer. Because
Hmm.
drummers are like hen's teeth. They're very hard to
Oh, they
get.
always there.
Or if you are getting one, they're in another band and another band and another band, so you never have the commitment.
Hmm.
Um, our little, I call him little because he's small. Our drummer actually contacted us through Facebook Messenger and sent a clip of him playing with another band, and we thought brilliant.
Hmm.
It essentially was myself, Logan, and Ricky. We were still keeping going. I think we all thought, what's going to happen with the band if we
Yeah.
don't get a drummer? Will we go the old drum machine route, or will we? But we just said let's stick with it. I mean, there was no pressure to, there was no one saying, "Oh, you have to get something sorted, or you have to give up," because at the end of the day, why give up? What benefit is just to hang up your boots and not do it anymore? You know. We just were patient, and fortunately, the drummer came along, and we feel we've a stronger lineup now, and we gel quite well. And that's really it. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean about people would just say, "Ah, to hell with it. I'm not doing it anymore."
Like, how many years did it take you to find your new vocalist? You were years, weren't you?
Yeah, well, we had Simon prior to Ricky.
Yeah.
Simon was doing split guitar and vocals,
Hmm.
and then Ricky was in a lot of bands previous, and he's a really good front man. He's good with the crowd, and um, he's been in since it's about 5, 6 years now. And we did a really good gig with Senescence and Oracle. That was our last gig in, I think, in Belfast. Oracle are since rolled
They're
up, I
gone.
think.
Yeah, they're gone.
But we had a great time at that gig with Senescence and Oracle, and it went down really well. And then I think soon after, then it was maybe COVID.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember
So
you. Remember you. I remember you just got the Let Your Man on vocals, and you played
yeah,
it, and there was phone footage going around, and I was like, "Finally, you've replaced Mark." But that was
no,
that.
that's me.
No, no, what was
Simon, was it? Or
no, the lad previous.
Alan?
Alan, sorry, Alan. I know,
Yes, 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 yeah.
got mixed up in the names. I was like, you finally
Well,
replaced
I'm gonna replace
Alan,
myself.
because Alan was a stage presence, and
Yeah,
seeing your new vocalist is like, this is a stage presence as well. And he's got the power and the movement, and you can
yeah.
tell that he's into it. Like,
Our new vocalist, Ricky. Yeah,
yeah, the new
yeah.
vocalist.
He's definitely good with the crowd. Gets the crowd going. Um, we feed off one another, all of us. Logan, Ricky, myself, and we do try and I try and involve the drummer, which is it's hard to do because the drummer's always at the back.
Mhm.
Even getting in on the drum riser and hitting the cymbals, or because we're a band together, we're a team. We're not just it's not just one. The other way you have one solo guy at the front doing everything and doing handstand. Hard to do handstands with a guitar, but you know
Mhm.
yourself.
I don't think I was ever able to do a handstand, and I'm definitely not able to do one now.
No, I can't even bend down to pick stuff up off the ground.
I'll never forget that. Actually, the first gig you played for me back in the day, uh, I was about to take a picture. You'll not. I know you won't be able to do it now, thankfully, but you jumped off the stage to try and get an action picture, and
Right.
all you done was nearly give me a fucking heart attack because I wasn't expecting it.
You know, I might try it on Saturday night.
I am not responsible for any fucking hip or back or knee or ankle or any other
It's
injuries.
all right. That's all right.
Ah, but
I'll take all responsibility for my actions. I,
ah,
I
but
did
the
before.
stage downstairs is a lot lower than upstairs. It's not as high.
I did that before. We played in Switzerland. It was called Elements of Rock years ago, and years and years ago. And I jumped off the stage, and I had a battery pack, a wireless
Yeah.
for the. And I didn't realize the stage was so high, and I landed on the ground on my feet. But then I was like, "How am I going to get back up?" I was like, "How do I get back up again?" So I just had to stay down in the pit with all the people and play. Oh well, you have to do something mad now and again, don't you? Really?
Exactly. But that could have gone either way, though, man.
Yeah, me in a Swiss hospital.
It could have gone either way.
I
But
know. I used to say, I say to my wife, she says, like, it takes me a couple of days after the gig. If you get into it, you're like, oh, my back, oh, my neck, oh. So I go home and slip into something more comfortable, like a bath of deep heat.
oh yeah, you definitely need a nice bath after it. Anyway, after all that.
I look at some of the stuff, some of the videos, and what I'm doing. I'm going, what the hell am I doing?
Oh yeah, but your stage persona and your own persona are very, very different.
I'm not doing much now, am I? I'm just sitting here nice and relaxed. I'm not going to jump out at you or anything.
But when you go
You're
on
having a
stage,
good one.
man, and a different person comes out.
I know. It's like I unleashed the beast from the music.
Well, a lot
Here,
of
you're drinking beer while I'm sitting in the car here.
I know.
That's not fair.
I know. I'm having a cheeky one now. I had a long day today. Let's put it that way.
Right,
One
right,
of those,
okay.
one of those days, but it wasn't a bad day. It was just a long day.
Yeah. I think when you're doing what you said you have to do, it's difficult, to
Mm, mm.
do all those things, It's not easy.
No, I don't mind being a carer, but there are days like when it is a bit of a grind. You're just like, oh dear Lord.
Yeah.
But that's everything. And no matter what you do, no matter what you're doing in the world, even if it's your favorite job in the world, there'd be days you'd be like, oh fuck, I couldn't be arsed with this today. Like,
Yeah. I know you just get days where you want to do stuff and days where you just can't be arsed, really.
I imagine even Simon Hall, Mr. Bloodstock. I imagine even those nights when he's at a metal to the mast and he's thinking, "Oh God, do I have to do this tonight?" You know.
Yeah, and I suppose he's gone around all the different places, and
And he's got health problems now, man. You know, he's had a serious
walking
back problem.
stick. Yeah, I saw him with a walking stick.
Yeah, he's a walking stick. He's a big issue with his back. Like, so fair play to him for doing it. Like,
Yeah. No, I mean, it's people like him, and as I said, James Loveday and all those people that keep the. It's like a glue that keeps us all together.
oh yeah,
If we didn't have people like that in the different scenes, and yourself and Adrian and that, if we didn't have those people doing these things, we would be like a flock of sheep going all different directions, bands wise, and to be no direction and no gigs, and you know, I think you need some people to kind of harness all those bands and push the ones that are good and help the ones that want to get good, and that kind of way.
I obviously don't deal with as many bands as I used to because I used to put on gigs regular. But
Hmm.
sometimes you feel like you're fucking babysitting about 10 people. Like,
It's like herding sheep.
sometimes there'd be nights you'd be like the front man is like nowhere to be found and they're on stage in 5 minutes and you get him and he's like,
Do
where the
you know
fuck
what I hate about
is
gigs? It's the gear. It's the organizing the actual amps and the heads
oh,
and the
yeah.
cabs. And it's like, can you bring a cab? And we're like, the cab's about maybe the same weight of three people, and we're carrying it in, and we're like, we're dead before we even start, But it's all a bit of a laugh, It's like I always wonder, with the way technology is, why gear is so heavy. Why is like a head the same weight as half a car? It's just it's mad.
But you can get a head the size of a phone now.
But the head I have for the bass is only like it's an Ampeg. It might be half the size, like 4 or 5 Walkmen. Remember them
Yeah,
stuck
yeah,
together, about that size. So that's handy.
yeah.
But I know our guitarist's head, he uses a PV. I mean, me and him have to lift it. It's that heavy.
Well, you do
It's like
know that there is a guitar head on site for you anyway.
what is it? What guitar head is it?
I sent you the message, the specs.
All right, okay.
Uh,
Do I need to bring my bass head?
yeah, it's a bass combo there. You can bring the head if you want, though.
I'll go to the PA as well, won't it?
Yeah, the sound engineer will cover all. Like, that's
Yeah.
bring it up now. Actually, it's handy. It's near, so I'll have it.
And we have a gear discussion during the interview.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's part of the whole. That's why I call it shooting the breeze, man.
Yeah. Are we getting a sound check?
Oh, you will, yeah, because you're on first. You
Yeah.
definitely will because you're on first.
I'll get asked.
Oh no, you'll be all right for that. Bass, you've got a Marshall combo basically downstairs,
Right.
an MB 4410,
Okay.
and upstairs there's only one head now, but it doesn't matter to you because you only need one head. There's
Yeah.
two orange Celestion V30s 4x12, and
Right.
you've got an orange dual terror 30-watt head.
Right. So there's two heads basically.
No, one head, but you won't matter to you because you only got one guitar player.
All right. Well, we'll probably use the Celestion. I'll say to Logan.
Well, just to save you bringing down all the gear, like it's there, like
Yeah. Yeah. And we don't have to bring much drum stuff either.
no, just the brakes.
Yeah. Dead
And
on.
of course, we better actually point it out too. Actually, we've kind of been chatting away here, and we're kind of forgetting what what we're supposed to be talking about was the gig on Saturday. Well,
Yes.
part of it, but
Come on, we'll squeeze that in.
there's that. That's the lineup. It's the lineup poster there.
I see us there somewhere.
You're on there, yeah. You've got Eternal Hell Corrects, Aborted Earth, Two Tales of Woe, Fornat, Nomadus, Yourselves, Asylum Road, and Ren Marabou and the Berserkers. So you've got 8 bands
For a favor.
starting at 6 p.m., running through till 2 a.m., and it's 5 a head. And as I've said before, all the door money goes to the bands.
Right. Okay. That's
And
nice.
sorry?
That's nice of you to do that.
Oh, I'm covering the venue hire and all that stuff. I'm just going to, because as I said before in the previous podcast I've done with Aborted Earth, the first gig I put on around the corner, just literally around the corner, back 10 years ago in Roscommon, I didn't have any experience, obviously. So I got lads I knew to tell me how to run a gig. What do I need? Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Patience.
Well, patience was one thing, but I made sure all the gear was right. And because all these bands were coming to Roscommon, I gave them all €100 each. So I paid out €500 for a free admission gig.
Right.
So when I came to the last one, I said, fuck it. I'm not going to give everyone €100 this time, but I'm not going to fucking, whatever comes in on the door, I'm going to split it.
Yeah. Have you got any feel for how many people will turn up, or?
I haven't a clue because, as I said to you before, man, I'm a carer, so I can't put it on Eventbrite because I can't have money coming in.
Yeah.
Because they check you have to send in all your, and it's very close to the time where you get assessed now. So they'll have to
Yeah.
send in 3 months of bank details, and there'll be big questions asked of where is this Eventbrite money? Like, what's this about?
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
that reason, I couldn't put it on Eventbrite, so I had to just do it on the door. So,
Oh, yeah.
but
All
from
right.
what I'm gathering, there seems to be a lot of people, a lot of interest in it. Like,
Yeah. No, we'll play it. We're looking forward to it.
look at like we'll get pictures and we'll get video and all the rest,
Yeah.
and Mikey O'Riordan will be there, of course, who runs OD Promotions. Like he's the one who puts on all the local bands as such now in Dublin. So,
Right.
so
So
I'm
we would like to expose ourselves, not literally, but expose ourselves to him and
exactly,
Brad.
yeah, exactly. So if you put on a good show, there's the potential for more there down the line, you know.
Yeah, dead on. Brilliant. And
Yeah, I'm
thanks
just
again.
I'm trying to get as much crammed into it that can help the bands as
Yeah.
such, you know.
Will you still do the online thing after this?
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah, that's all staying. That's all staying. The podcast is staying. The weekly roundups are all staying. All that kind of stuff is all staying. It's just that, as I was saying, man, with the care, you know, I had to make all arrangements for 2 days, and it's just it's too much hassle, really, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well,
the
it's a lot.
way I'm looking at it, if I put on a final gig, I'm more liable to get a decent crowd
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
just drag it out. Just say, right, this is it, like, you know. And I've been
Big,
advertising it for months now, so hopefully, like, I'll
yeah.
you
Big
can never
change
say these things.
on the rocks, eh?
It's not on the rocks this time now, but it is on the rocks, but not really in the same as a place now. But
Is it
but
downstairs and Fibbers are up?
it's
I played
downstairs,
upstairs.
downstairs in
Right.
Fibers.
Downstairs is bigger, isn't it?
Uh,
The stage
wouldn't
is small upstairs, I thought, because I played that before years ago.
stage upstairs is a bit bigger and it's a bit higher.
Oh, is it?
Downstairs is more spread out,
Oh, right. Okay.
and it's cooler as well too. There's a good air. What's the thing like air? What's that thing? Air cooling system in it, like
Air conditioning.
air conditioning. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, sorry, couldn't think of the word.
That's all right. No problem. So we're really looking forward to it. We should be there on time, I hope. I'm driving as usual.
Oh, you're all going down in the one car, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they can be done now because you don't have to bring all the heads and shit. Like,
Yeah. We don't have a lot of stuff. But I'll persuade the guitarist not to bring his head because it's about the same weight as my car. It's terrible. You see lifting it. We practice in a place where we have to go upstairs and it's like, you're like, I need to book myself into hospital after this. But no, we're really looking forward to it and hopefully it'll be a good night,
Oh,
Um,
look, man, the way I'm looking at it is, it's a good excuse to see everyone again after all these years and just have a bit of a chat and catch up and
yeah,
watch a few bands and hopefully a good crowd come in and
enjoy it.
just see how it goes. Like, you know, I'm not stressed about it. I'm not pressurized about it.
No, there's no
there's
need
no
to
point,
be.
man, because you just have to just admit to yourself, like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah. I think if you stress about it, you put expectations on it and then if that doesn't happen, then you're just annoyed about it. So you're best sometimes the things that you don't plan for or expect from turn out good.
Exactly. So
That's my view on life.
always prepare for the worst, so then it can be always better.
Yeah, that's it. Prepare, aim for the best, prepare for the worst.
Exactly.
That, that's how we go about practice.
And normally on these, I play a bit of the band's music, but you haven't got to that point yet. And
We
so,
we do. On, I don't know if you look at our see our Facebook page. We played one of our songs last night at practice. So if you want to snippet that, that's fine.
Oh shit! Was that last night?
Yeah, hot off the presses, and I think we've actually set up TikTok now. We've come into the TikTok arena.
Oh fucking hell!
Probably we'll probably get taken off TikTok.
I don't know what the story with that is. I don't use it. I just refuse
No,
to use it.
I'd never used it, but I think it's good for snippet videos and
Oh, it probably is, but I just
dopamine hits.
yeah, it's a weird time, man. You know, like
Yeah, we
a few
probably all
years
get
ago.
banned from using it because it's it's spying on us all.
That's literally what it is, man. Anyone who says otherwise has just been silly because it's there's that's clearly is a fucking created to fucking spy like and
Mm-hmm. The song we put up is called Antagonist. Um, Quite a heavy one live.
oh, I don't know how I missed that. But I suppose I've been getting so much fucking doing so much social media now lately. I'm just like, I
Yeah,
don't want to look at you anymore.
you multi-screen.
Oh, here we go.
It's just practice, but it gives you
There we
flavor.
go.
Yep, that's it.
And that won't come out too great on the video now.
Yeah, that's all
Four.
right.
But it gives an
But
idea, like
yeah,
you're a four-piece death metal band, like.
yeah, basically, yeah.
No. I'm liking what I'm hearing. You still you've always had groove in your songs, and you've got it again. Like,
Yeah, yeah. No, we think that's the head bobbing thing is kind of the way to go, you know.
oh yeah, just make the songs as infectious as possible, you know.
Yep, like a disease. Although we fucked it in COVID,
We don't want to do that again, man. That was
no, we
definitely
just
don't want to do
infect people with our music.
that. Exactly. And we shall leave it at that now. And we've had our
Well,
little chat now, and
on behalf of the band, thanks again, Phil, for everything and sharing stuff and just everything in general. Yourself and
oh,
Adrian, and we
oh
appreciate
no
it.
bother. Like it's just we've kind of found a way of doing it now that works.
Yeah,
You know,
those vlogs you
social
do are
media it's weird, like
yeah,
the page restrictions and all the rest. Like I didn't even see that, like
yeah. It just
I
depends
follow the
on
page, like
algorithms and stuff. But the thing you do of the weekly roundup or that roundup thing is good.
hmm.
So once we have some recorded material, you'll be the first to get it.
Oh yeah, don't worry, we'll definitely cover it. Like, we'll definitely cover it for sure. Like, and we have no intention of stopping that. You know, myself and Adrian like doing it, but we've gone to weekly now because Jesus, man, there was sometimes that when we were 2.5 hours doing it.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that's a bit too much.
a big commitment, isn't it? Really?
Well, we were kind of sitting down. We were thinking to ourselves, we should if we could do this in half an hour, 40 minutes a week.
Yeah,
Probably that's enough. Like there's been nights we've been doing the recording a fucking monthly podcast, and it's basically like someone watching a film. Like it's like nearly 2 hours long. Like
I do think I like listening to music, but I think you can get a little bit like when you eat a meal, you
mm,
know, and you then you have your dessert. You have to clear your palate. So if you listen to a lot of heavy metal in 2 hours, you kind of go, is it just, oh, can I pick out this, this, and this? And sometimes you have to give yourself a break. And splitting it into weekly is probably better.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. It was.
Right size, kind of.
Look at we done that. We done it monthly for a year, and then once we had the year out of the way, we're like, right, let's do it this weekly now.
Uh-huh.
Just make it easier on ourselves, you know.
Yeah. It's the way
Make
to
it
go.
easier on people watching it as well too. Like I couldn't imagine watching me and fucking Adrian for 2 hours, and like never mind fucking. I
You
got
should
I,
you should have a warning. This is 2 hours long.
exactly. This was been some way done. We were fucking sick of it. We were like, God help anyone watching this.
The numbers on YouTube.
Exactly, but you'll be open. Unfortunately, you got the short straw, of course, and well, not really. It wasn't really the short straw. It was because a band dropped out. Celtic Legacy
Right.
through
Okay.
illness. Like the bass player was brought in and had to be hospitalized. Big operation, so he's out for months. So
Well, we wish them all the best, and
yeah, it was very
hopefully,
unfortunate for them. Like they've had a
hopefully he's
really
on the
bad
mend.
run of luck lately.
Hopefully he's on the mend.
Oh, he's on the mend, and hope everything. They'll be back later this year. And
Yeah.
as I said, when
Well,
you got confirmed, it's probably fitting that you're on it because, man, we've go back a long lot of years now, man.
yeah. I was thinking that, it's a
10
long time.
years.
I remember when you were only little.
10 years now, man.
Yeah.
Between all, like, it's 10 years now. That's mad, isn't
Yeah, I was only 20 when we met.
it? Fucking feels like that some days, man.
Yeah. I'm 120 nearly.
I'm a million years old.
But
Anyways,
pass on our regards to Celtic Legacy's bass player in the band, just that he's
oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
it's better,
And we shall be seeing you all on Saturday night at my One for the Road gig in Fibber McGee's downstairs.
Yes, we'll do our best.
Be there or be square, as they say.
Yeah, be there.
Exactly. And another thing, bring inflatables and stuff too. Like, make it as interesting as possible. Like,
I'm full of hot air, so I can blow them up.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.
Thank you. All the best.